Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and as you can see, I have the African Glamour that I've been working on with you, and I didn't think I'd be doing another video, but there's some things I wanted to show you that I want to finish up with you while you're watching and show you. So here's the book, African Glamour by Creative Haven, of course. And, you know, I've flipped through it before. Beautiful, beautiful images to do. But of course, I've been working on this one with you. Lots of neat things. You can see how gussied up this is now with all the additions that I made to it. All right. Now, don't forget, next video, Worlds Within Worlds. Specifically, I'm going to be doing the moon here with the trees. And specifically, I'm going to show you the technique of wet painting with eyeshadow. Look how beautiful that is. And you can see all the stars that I added. Just really nice piece. I think you're going to love it. All right. So be sure to tune in for that one when I release it. Of course, this is Kirby Rosanes that did it. Everybody's all hyped up about his book, so what the heck, I picked it up and I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. All right, so let me get you in here. And I just wanted to finish up a few things. Let me get comfortable here. And of course, the piano music is Whispering's piano. Again, they do not pay me to talk about them, although I think they should. No, just kidding, Dave. And that is a paid subscription. Let's see, let's make sure that we can see everything that's going on here. Yeah. Just had to get my light adjusted there. All right, so I went ahead and I did almost all the leaves. You can see how I did the bird. The bird is done with totally different colors than the tree. You know, the brown, the blue, the whole bit. And I wanted that to stand out. I made this branch a little bit darker, added the leaves on it. Okay, you knew I had to cough at least once. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna real quickly finish up these leaves. All right, so let's do this one. Pull you in there just a little bit here. All right, so as always, you start with your very light coloring, right? Because that lets you adjust later on. All right, now what I'm going to do with this particular leaf, let me sharpen my pencil here. Just something a little different than what you've probably seen that most people do. So I've got a nice uniform color there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a solid line down each leaf. Just something a little different here. There we go. So there's a little bit of a different technique then that you can use, is just to highlight and emphasize a solid line down the center of what you just colored. All right, so let's go ahead and get to another leaf here. And again, I'm just finishing up some odds and ends that you can see while I'm yakking at you, but there's a couple things I want you to see, so that's why I want you to stick with me. So, all right, so let's go ahead and color this. Yeah. Lots of pretty greens in this particular project. Now, you don't want it to overwhelm you, so that's why I'm using the different shades. Out of frame. Okay. I particularly like the greens in this particular project here. Gives you a lot of chance to use different ones. All right, so now I'm going to color in here. And let me get a different green here. Let's see, give me a moment here. I love my pencils, but unfortunately the brands that I've been buying just have an overabundance of greens. Which is fine, you just gotta be careful not to get too wonky with them. All right, so I got that. And I'm gonna do this. And then of course I'm going to use my brush. If I've shown you before, it's that Staedtler brush that you can buy, and it's so much better than just using your hand, to brush your pencil. You really shouldn't. All right, so let me pop down to, look, I've got a bazillion greens here. So stay with me, I've got about 3 or 4 more leaves to do. All right. Little circles to keep a really nice layering going here. Turning my pencil every time I lift it. Now, what I'm subtly doing here, and you can see it on camera, is I'm darkening what I'm coloring into the top here. Doing that on purpose and then just going down to the center. Don't be afraid to put subtle shades in your leaves, even though it's the same color pencil. Oh yeah, you can clearly see that. And I'm going to hit it with a little bit of blender pencil over here. This is why I wanted you to stick with me, because I just wanted to show you these few things. But look how you can see now how that's so much darker in those 3 slots. All right, so, and I was pressing pretty firmly, probably about an 8 or a 9. Ooh, that's a nice sharp point. Look at that. Give myself an injection with that. Okay, so let's get this done. And this time I'm coloring right over the previous green that I put down there, and that gives it a whole brand new color. And let's see here, I've got just a little bit of overlap here, so I'm gonna hit that with my eraser. Yep. All right. So I'll go ahead and do this. Get that color laid down there. This is a robust color. And again, I'm going to go right over the color that I put down there before. And I see just a little bit of white. So I'm going to hit that. Okay, so a couple more here. Now this one I'm going to alternate. Just to do something just a little bit different. Excuse me for reaching. Boy, I'm really getting outside of the lines tonight. I don't know what the issue is. Ugh. There we go. All right, so now I've got this one. I think I only have about 3 more leaves to do, but like I said, please stick with me here. And again, I'm going to go over that previous color only because it gives me a brand new color. Don't forget to do that every once in a while when you're doing something like leaves, because you know, you want to have different things here. Oh man, this piece looks great, if I may say so. This one I'm just going to go ahead and do my normal way. With my paper towel. Now, one little thing that you can do, see how the center is just a bit darker? So let's go ahead and emphasize that. I'm just going to put a small colored area. See that? Again, just for a little different here. Don't be afraid to try different things like that. See? All right, so now I'm going to pop down to that leaf. Okay, this one I promise I'll do the normal way. I keep saying that and then I show you something. Oh well, like I said, that's why you love me so much. See something here, there we go. Sounds like a school sound, doesn't it? All right, so now I'm down to the very bottom, and I'll pull out in a minute to show you that. Let me see something here. Yeah, I'm gonna pull you out just a tad. Okay. So I've got this one to do here. And actually, I like how the artist went outside the frame of the picture. I love stuff like that. I think it gives just a really nice little touch to the whole coloring book when they do something like that. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. And you can see how fast this goes once you get into the swing of what you're doing here. All right, now I already went ahead and colored that bottom leaf right there. So what I'm going to do is sharpen my pencil. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the bottom of that leaf with the same color. And by the way, forgive me for not asking, but is everybody doing okay? I hope so. Keep the faith, guys. We'll all be fine. Okay. Look how pretty that looks. All right, so now I'm going to hit it with a different green in the center. I will behave myself and not necessarily do anything special with it. These are my Zenacolor pencils that I'm using here. Actually, I lied. I am going to do something special. I'm going to take this green right here. Look at, And I'm just going to gently color the tips on the outside. And see, it gives it a whole new color because it's on top of that light green. So I lied. You know, a lot of coloring books have a ton of leaves, especially Johanna Basford. And so I'm always looking for unique ways to do leaves. See how neat that looks now? All right, and then I got that nice light green in the center. Oh, that looks cool. So it's not as dark as the very outside, but it's not as light as the inside. All right, hit it with my brush. I've done this before, this effect before. I'm going to hit that light green here a little more too. I love it. I think it looks really neat. Yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and smooth that out a little bit. And then with that same light green, after I sharpen, I'm going to go ahead and do this stem. Pretty. And it would even be prettier to you if I stay in frame. All right. So I've got, let's see. Oh, all right. So here, I'm going to do these stems here. Let me grab a slightly different green to do this little guy here. Oh, that's pretty. And let me, as you can see, I did the tops of these flowers with a tan, and then I hit that with 3, whatever number it is, black dots. And remember, I showed you earlier how to do the river within each line segment to use light and dark for that effect. Yep. Okay. And let's do this center here. And then I'm going to do a light center here. Okay, almost done. And then I'm going to do this color there. And then I'm going to sharpen my green. My main green that I've been using. Make sure that you do have a little bit of a difference in your green here. I mean, for that matter, I could have used this green and then just gone darker with it on the outside. Remember, I showed you that. Lots and lots of options. And that's all those little things I want to teach you. Just because you only have 1 or 2 pencils on a page for color, you can just do so much with it. In fact, some people will pick like 2 pencils or even 1 pencil and then do a whole page with different shadings of that color. Okay, so 2 more quick stems, a flower, this round thing, and then we're done except for something else that I want to show you. Pretty. All right. So if I can find my blue real quick, because I've got lots of red and I don't want to screw up that. You know, I did the mushroom in red. Remember I showed you how I even went and put the darn dots on? That's why I love me. Because I love to show that sort of thing for you. Okay, so very light blue. Tell me I'm in frame, I'm in frame. Okay, so now I'm going to darken that, okay? And then I'm going to just hit in between right there and a little bit there. And we're going to do a little bit of surgical blending here. Be sure to clean your tip. All right, so just real quick there on that, just light. Look how cool that looks. All right, so even in the really teeny tiniest of areas, let me blend that. I really should have done that first. So, you know, you could just leave it like that, but you know me, I like to add those little extra touches. So I'm going to add the darker blue at the bottom. Look how neat that looks. And if you're really feeling adventurous, you can add just a little, if your pencil doesn't keep chipping off, just a little bit of color at the top. Yeah, see, it's there. You can see that. All right. Let me pull you out. So here's this little wonky area that I was griping about before. And I think what I'm going to do is just take one of my medium pens. Bear with me a moment. Actually, this is my skinniest pen. And I'm just going to go ahead, you know, this kind of looks like a grassy area. I was griping about that before because it wasn't clear. So I'm just going to take my pen and make some grass on there. My pen's running out. Excuse me for reaching. I'm just really annoyed because there was just no identification for it. So I need to find, give me a moment. My nice grass, green grass color. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm going to go ahead and color that. Again, I'm just so annoyed that I, really couldn't come up with anything as to what that was. It's not water. I don't know. And it looks, with that, and see those little peaky things right there? So what? Did they want that to be grass? Darkening that a little bit where the grass is. And then these areas where I put that black pen, I'm just going to go ahead and really lean on my pencil so we can make that look more like grass. Let me look at something here real quick. Hit that with a slightly darker green. To match my other green that I did over here. And again, if you have to make a decision about something like this, make the decision and make it fully, just boom, execute it and move on. Again, I hate that when the authors of these coloring books don't make it clear what something is. Okay. And I see I missed a blue spot here. Excuse me for reaching. Here we go. Oh man, this whole piece looks great. Now, I gotta tell you something too. Every piece that you do goes through an ugly stage. I gotta turn my fan on, excuse me. my studio here, goes through an ugly phase. So I don't want you to get discouraged. And sometimes you just got to push through and finish it. And when you do that, I'm pretty sure that most often you will be happy with what you got. All right, so I'm going to pull the camera out. I got 2 things to show you, then we're done. I'm so happy with this. Hope you are. Okay, so there's the whole piece. Isn't that neat? All right, so you can see the sunset very clearly. You can see the outfits that I colored. The 2 things I wanted to show you. On these trees, let me zoom in, I decided to color a darker area down the center of the tree, kind of like a spine. So in addition to, remember how I was coloring, see how I did that? Is I colored the shading in underneath the tree bark to make it look 3-dimensional, which it still is. And then I decided to go ahead and add a line down the center. So I added to that. See, you can really see it over here. So I still have my dimensional effect by coloring each individual line and adding a little brown below it like I did. But then I went ahead and put that center line down there. So there's an idea for you too, to do trees. All right, second thing I want to show you, let me grab my paint pen. So this is my painter's pen that I got at Walmart. I will tell you though, I am going to pick up a couple of Posca pens because, you know, the white, because they're really good for, they're just really great. And I know that eventually this one's going to dry out. So here's the other thing that I wanted to show you. And I know I'm going to get paint on my hand because I do that every time I take that silly cap off. Oh, didn't that time. All right. All right, so I've got to prime the point by pushing on it and make my little puddle. Okay. See that there? All right, so there's my puddle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paint and I'm going to make little dots like stars. Now, this is totally optional. You may look at that and say, you know, but I want to put it in there. So I'm going to do that. And notice that I'm only doing it on the darkest blue. And again, these are the little extras. I'm going to start calling them kisses. When I do something extra, those are the little extra kisses that you're putting on your project. So just like the little extra kiss here was the sun behind there setting. Because remember, that wasn't there at all. That was totally added. So we'll call that a big kiss. This is little kisses right here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm done right there. We don't want to get too exuberant with that. All right, let me find my cap. Now, again, the bit with the little stars, totally optional. I think it looks great. So I'm going to pull you out now, and then you can take a look at the overall effect and see what you think. There. Pull you out a little further. What do you think? I think that looks really neat. Up, you know, when it was close, it looked wonky, but when you pull away, I just think that just looks so cool. And like I told you before, that white paint, now I don't think Posca's going to do this, that's why I want to get those pens, but that white paint's going to absorb into the color here, and it'll turn a little bit grayish, so I'll have to go back over it. But another thing that you can do, and I couldn't do this because of the time, but what you can do is before you put your dots on, take your workable fixative, all right, the Krylon, and spray the whole piece, all right, because that seals it. Let that dry, of course, and then go ahead and add your paint, and you're going to find that that will not absorb in. Your paint will sit on top of the fixative. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. A lot of work went into this. A lot of custom work went into it. Lots of kisses on this one. So I hope you like what you're seeing. I hope you learned something. And again, thank you for spending time with me. Again, don't forget, well, two things. This is the African Glamour book that I'm working out of. And don't forget that my next video is going to be the Worlds Within Worlds, and I'm going to show you how to paint with wet eyeshadow. I love the technique. Oh, and you can see the little stars that I added on this too. I did that with the same paint pen, so that came out really well. All right, so there you go. Just for fun, I'll put those side by side. What do you think? Pull out. Yeah. There you go. All right, guys. I really enjoyed having you with me today. I enjoyed doing this for you. And I really, again, I hope you learned something, because that's my whole idea. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And again, thank you for your time. Joyous, joyous coloring. Bye.